Hey, welcome back to this Intro to Seaborn series. In today's video, we'll be talking about the regplot. If you haven't heard about it before, regplot stands for regression plot. So the whole purpose is to build and visualize a linear regression model for your data. Let's dive straight into the code so that you can see how to build a regression plot using Seaborn. So let's go ahead and look at some Seaborn code. By the way, all of the code I'm about to show you is available on my GitHub page via this link. So I'm going to go ahead and import the Seaborn library as well as the PyPlot module. I'll import some data from the Seaborn library, and these data are all about diamonds. So each row in this data frame is about one particular diamond and the various different properties. I'm actually going to sample from this data set, and that just means I'm collecting 200 random samples because I'm going to be representing each individual diamond as a dot. I actually just want fewer of those on my plot. Then I'm going to go ahead and set my style to be dark, and I'm ready to get started with my regplot. So to build a Seaborn regplot, it's basically just calling up the Seaborn library and referencing the regplot. And now you can just pass in, for example, two pandas series. So for us, I'm going to do the diamonds, carat, as well as the price. Okay, so you'll see what Seaborn's done. The first series is plotted along the x-axis and the second series along the y, and we have a linear model being fit to these data. So we have that line that passes through all of our scatter points, and we can see what a linear model might look like. One additional thing about syntax, so there I used two pandas series, but the other way that you can create a Seaborn regplot is by referencing the full data frame with this data argument, and then just referencing the column names for the x and y arguments. That will produce the exact same plot. So you'll see that there are two components to this plot, the scatter portion as well as that linear regression line. So you can actually turn either of those components off if you'd prefer to have a plot with just one or the other. And so first off, let's actually turn off the line. So if I want to not fit a regression model to these data, I can just say fit reg equals false. So now we are back to just the basic scatter plot. So the other option you have is to only plot the line from the linear regression and turn off the scatter points. And so that argument is just scatter equals false. But one thing you'll see that happens when you do this, your axes, your range here on the axes has changed dramatically from what we had before. So what's happening here, we actually need to create those axes before we plot the line. So I'm going to do that now. I'm just going to go ahead and get my current axis and set the x limit. This will signal to Seaborn that I actually want to plot over the full range, 0 to 2.6. I want to see what that model looks like over the full range of diamonds in my data set. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. If you do turn off the scatter, you will need to set the limits for your line beforehand. As we just saw in the Seaborn code, the whole purpose of the regplot is to overlay your scatter points with a linear regression model. And that linear regression model is looking for relationship trends between your x and y variables. So for example, in that first panel, we see a positive correlation between these two variables, in that when x increases by 1 unit, y roughly increases by half a unit. Or we may see a slope that's larger, such as in the middle pane, where y increases by 2 units. Or we might even observe that our two variables are negatively correlated, in that increasing one tends to see decreases in the other. It's important to note that this linear relationship does not imply causation, in that we're not saying that x causes y to increase, just that there happens to be a trend between these two variables. So the regplot is a nice way to visualize the linear relationship between your x and y variables. So you may have noticed there are shaded bands around the line in that regression plot. These are confidence intervals, and Seaborn is using a process called bootstrapping in order to create these. If you're not familiar with how bootstrapping works, go ahead and check out my past video about the line plot, in which I discuss all about how bootstrapping works within Seaborn. Now let's check out a few more coding options you have when building that reg plot. The first thing I want to show you are the confidence intervals. So if you plot the normal reg plot, you'll see this banded region, this shaded area about your line. If you would like to turn that off, you can do that by saying CI equals none. And that will completely turn off those confidence intervals, giving you just a line rather than that shaded band. I also just wanted to show you what happens if you have a discrete variable that you're trying to use for one of these axes. So I'm actually going to convert some of the information I have into numerical values. So I have the cut of each diamond, and I'm just mapping that to 1 for the worst kind of cut and then 5 for the best kind of cut. So if you take a look at the values I've created in this cut value column, you'll see that I have values ranging from 1 to 5. And if I try to use this cut value column as my X value, you'll see what happens, that a lot of the scatter points just stack on top of each other, which can be really difficult to see them underneath that linear regression. So one thing you can do is actually add a bit of jitter. So that's controlled by this X jitter property. I just took each of my scatter points and moved it a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. And that way I can see where there are clumps of scatter points all clustered together. I'm able to see those in much clearer detail. The other thing that you might do if you do have a discrete variable, I'm actually going to import the NumPy library, because what I could do, instead of plotting each individual scatter point, I could actually use an estimator for those points. So it's under X estimator, and I will set that to be the mean value. I've grouped over each of those discrete points. I've calculated the mean as well as some confidence intervals for those values. And so this can be a lot easier to read if you do have a lot of points kind of stacked on top of each other. The other nice thing that you can do within Seaborn regplot, you don't have to just plot basic linear regression. There are some different statistical variants that you can plot. So the first one I want to look at is polynomial regression. So first of all, if I look back at these data, this is price versus carrot. If I look back at these data, they're not really linear, right? I have some kind of upward trend here. It looks like it's not a perfect line, but maybe there's some higher order interactions. So what I can actually do, instead of just plotting this basic linear line, I could actually increase the order of my polynomial. And so now by setting order 2, I'm actually doing polynomial regression. I'm using this X value caret as well as the X squared value in order to create a curved line. So just know that you can use polynomial regression, and that's just coming from this parameter called order. Another possibility is to use robust regression. So for this one, I'm actually going to create my own data. I plot that out, you'll see what's happening here. My data basically follow a straight line, except I have this one crazy outlier happening right up here. So if I would like to make my regression more robust to outliers, I can do that by calling this property called robust. And this actually changes the fitting procedure. We're actually using something called robust regression in order to now plot to the majority of my data as opposed to plotting toward this outlier. Besides basic linear regression, you have 4 options to choose from 4 other statistical models within the Seaborn regplot. Order, which allows you to do polynomial regression. Robust, which is a robust form of linear regression to help you control for outliers. Logistic, in case one of your variables happens to be binary and you want to do logistic regression. Or LOWESS, which stands for locally weighted scatterplot smoothing. It's a form of local regression that will allow you to produce a very smoothed out curve. So each of these options are mutually exclusive, which means you can only choose one of them when building your Seaborn regplot. You also have one more statistical option at your disposal. If you have confounding variables that you'd like to control for, you can pass those through to either X or Y partial. Now that we've talked about the statistical options, let's take a look at what you can do to style your regplot. There's actually quite a bit of styling you can do for the Seaborn regplot, so I'll just demo a few of your options. The first thing you might notice is that you have a point for every single data observation in the regplot, you can change what that marker looks like. So for example, if I don't want circles, but I'd prefer to have diamonds, since I'm talking about diamonds, I can use the character D, which will create diamond type markers for every single data point. There's quite a bit more styling you can do for the scatter plot by referencing this argument called scatter keywords. And so this argument accepts a dictionary of various different properties that you would like to pass to the scatter portion of your plot. So for example, if you want to make each of those dots a little bit bigger, we could reference S and set that to be 100. Now you see I have quite a bit bigger dots, and so some of those dots are now overlapping with each other. So I might want to also make those dots transparent, and I can do that with alpha. There we go, that looks a little bit better. And I might even say, hey, I'd like the line to be a different color than the dots. So I could change the color specifically of the scatter plot by referencing the color here. And just like with the properties for the scatter plot, you can also change quite a few of the properties in the line plot. So let's actually reference this line keywords argument. This also accepts dictionary, so anything you know how to do to style a line in matplotlib should work here. So for example, line width, let's increase that to 4. Okay, and maybe we even change the color of the line. And we can even change something like the style of the line style. So you see now we have that dot dash configuration. So lots you can do with these line keywords and lots you can do with the scatter keywords, and you can actually mix and match those to make the aesthetics look exactly the way that you'd like them. So I hope you've enjoyed learning all about the Seaborn regplot. It's a super useful plot on its own, but you'll also see it elsewhere within Seaborn. For example, the LM plot, the joint plot, or maybe even on the off diagonals of the pair plot. So thanks so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this content, go ahead and check out one of my other videos or subscribe to my channel. Thanks!